Hey, you guys, welcome back to the Goodness Gracious Podcast, Season 41, Episode 23. We got to get into some all things housewives. Let's talk about the housewives and nothing but the housewives, because you guys already know I'm a housewives fanatic. So come on, y'all, let's get on into it. We still have to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay, y'all know today is Sunday. The last part of season 8 reunion part 3 airs tonight. However, I don't know, y'all, because on the X there is a whole bunch of hashtag boycott, RHOP. Why would people want this show specifically tonight, this part of the reunion, to be boycotted? Okay, so we're going to get into why this boycott has come up, and baby, when I tell y'all they got the Real Housewives of Potomac franchise by its wig, honey, and they not letting go, I'm telling y'all, let's get into the clip that has everybody upset.
I think Deborah, Candace, Wendy,
Wow.
Kay, everyone's responsible.
Wow. Y'all want me to be friends with this? Like, you want me to make up with this?
Well, what did I do?
Here you go again with these blanket
That's how I feel.
What did
Wendy had nothing to
Wendy
do with that.
do in the physical
wasn't in
altercation when each time you see me
She wasn't
literally
in that.
dodging
Yes, she
not to get?
wasn't
So
she
what
wasn't
did Wendy
ready
She
do?
was in the
Wendy
group, but
what
she
did
was
Wendy
she was
do?
Okay,
trying
I'll
to
take
stop
Wendy
it.
out of it.
I'll take Wendy out of it.
She
On camera.
She just took it back.
Okay.
She took back that Wendy's responsible.
So no.
But somehow Candace is responsible.
Trying to start a business and it being on TMZ for there to be a brawl
Right.
is disturbing.
Yes.
Candace,
Yes.
again, please repeat, because I don't want to quote you. Why did you call her a varmint? When did that happen? Varmint.
After
Varmint.
she walked,
Varmint.
after she walked up to me.
Right.
Cameras were down. We were standing around. I was standing there with my champagne, dancing, and she walked up to me, came from this direction, walked over, got right in my face, and said, "Do you have something that you want to say to me?" I said, "No. Come get this vermin out of my face."
No, but you can't do that.
Mia, why are you telling Candace she can't tell this girl, this bum rat, to get out of her face if she's in her space? Why she can't do that? Clearly you did it when Wendy was pushing buttons about your divorce in Miami. Forgot about that when y'all was arguing over Peter Thomas.
Yes, I
No,
can.
I mean,
yes, I
Candace,
can.
call it
You
name
cannot
calling.
tell me how to
You're
respond to someone who has
Okay,
already
well, then
threatened me,
that's why she
being
threw the
disrespectful to me.
Do you think you really would have swung it at her?
Yes.
I don't know what I would have done. I know that I turned around, I saw this person lunging at me. I'm not expecting you all to fight for me. Okay? So I'm on my own. Okay?
I think Deborah.
Okay, so that's the clip that has everyone upset. They feel like it's just beyond ridiculousness that Gizelle is saying Wendy, Candace, and Kiana are responsible, along with Deborah, for the altercation that happened at their Kmart clothing store. Fashion show, okay? The folks are mad. They're saying, this is it. We're done. How can Andy Cohen sit up there and allow Gizelle to just put this on Wendy, Candace, and Kiana, knowing that Ashley brought this girl to the fashion show? Like, what is happening here? Why is Andy Cohen asking Candace would she had thrown the bottle? Why are you asking her that? If she's saying to you, the girl was in my space, in my face, and I was walking away from her, no telling if the girl could have grabbed her by her hair and started ragtagging her. And so when she got away from her and she's on the opposite side of her and the girl's throwing drinks, do you know drinks can damage your eyeballs? Alcohol, okay? And so she picked up the bottle because she said, I didn't know what was going to go down, but I wanted to make sure I was protecting myself. The bottle was in defense of her being, assaulted with the drink. Granted, Wendy got a drink thrown on her. There was no type of what Karen is giving a breakdown of why Wendy got the drink thrown on her from Mia. Everybody accepted the fact that Mia assaulted Wendy. It wasn't disturbing like Gizelle is saying about this whole brawl that happened at her Kmart fashion show. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what has the fans really in an uproar. They feel like right here and there, this solidifies, I'm sorry, the colorism claims, because clearly Andy Cohen is taking the side of Giselle, who is putting the blame on Wendy and Candace, when he should turn around and say to Giselle, why are you blaming them if Ashley brought this woman here? If this is Ashley's friend, why are you not blaming your business partner? But he didn't do that. He continued to question Candace along with Giselle, as if what Giselle was, the statement that she made, was accurate, and it was wrong. She wasn't even there. She left. Her father was ill, rest in peace to her dad. He was ill, so she left the event right after the show finished, and she flew out to be with her dad. So what are you talking about, you blaming people, when your ass wasn't even in the vicinity? Okay, so I just, the fans are mad. The fans are really, really mad, and there are so many tweets of hashtag boycott RHOP, and y'all, it is going down. We're going to get into some more of the tweets like I read on my last episode. Let's get into some of these tweets. Someone said, enough is enough. Bravo has turned a blind eye to so many disgusting antics over the years, and this franchise has gotten completely out of hand. It's clear we are going to have to make some change. We have to make some change happen. Do not tune into the reunion tonight. Hashtag boycott RHOP. Hashtag RHOP. Hashtag RHOP reunion. Okay. Someone said, bye, Giselle, Ashley, and Robin. You three have ruined the show. Hashtag boycott RHOP. Someone else said, in a few years, these women are going to have their Surviving Bravo documentary, ripping Andy, the network, and the production to shreds. Hashtag boycott RHOP. Someone said, so it went from hashtag boycott RHOP to just watching YouTube reviews, now to just watching clips. I thought y'all wasn't going to watch. Make y'all minds up and stick with it. Hashtag RHOP. I didn't hear that one. I just heard that folks said they're not going to be watching part 3 of the reunion tonight. They want to do a blackout. And let me tell you something. They are doing this with Carlos King right now. They feel like on Love and Marriage Huntsville, they feel like Carlos King is not holding Martell Holt to the fire, his feet to the fire, and that he's not protecting Melody Holt on the show, because he should not be around, knowing that, she had to take him to court, and there was some type of what they call that thing, revenge porn situation that he and his coleslaw, his baby mama, tried to bring up against Melody Holt. So a lot of people are unhappy with the way that Carlos King is handling his shows, especially Love and Marriage Huntsville, and so they have boycotted his shows. So Love and Marriage Huntsville ratings have been in the tank. Bold and Bougie has been in the tank, because when they say they're boycotting Carlos King, they call it a blackout. Melody Cherie has a big fan base, and these fans don't like that Carlos King is not protecting her. And I can agree with this, because I feel like, and this goes also to MTV and Jersey Shore, bringing what's the dude's name back for her name is in my face. Ronnie and Sammy. I feel like Ronnie was abusive to Sammy, right? And he also was abusive to his baby mama. He should not be allowed to come back to the show, let alone be around this woman. When do women get protection like they're supposed to? I know it's all about the ratings and making money, but I feel like if a dude put his hand on a woman, and if a woman put her hand on a dude, if they make racist comments, in no capacity should they be able to return back to a reality show. It's just not right. And so a lot of people got mad at Carlos King, because they felt like Carlos King should cut Martell Holt off the show, because he has been very, to me, listen, as a woman, I feel like I don't want to have a conversation with the person who is abusive to me, okay? Or who has been abusive to me. Like, okay, we share children. Let's just do the co-parenting off camera, but he should not. I should not be forced to sit down and have a conversation with Martell Holt if I was Melody Cherie. And I think Melody is also. She might be EP, or she might get credit for, coming up with the concept of the show. And Martell Holt also is, so maybe that's why they can't cut him off. And then I also feel like the cast members need to come together and say, listen, Martell, and stand behind Melody, okay? Stand behind Melody and say to Carlos King, you need to remove him from the show. But, when you don't have the whole cast together supporting you, then this is what you're going to get. I don't think that the Jersey Shore, I don't think that it was right for Ronnie to come back. The way that he did Sammy, the way that we seen from TMZ how he did his baby mama, she should not have to sit across from this man. He should not be in her presence nowhere, no how, okay? So I know I'm getting off topic a little bit with the boycott, but I just wanted to say that. Someone said hashtag boycott RHOP is trending right before the third hashtag RHOP reunion episode. The girls are getting serious. Let's see how they like them ratings. Y'all, I can't even listen, y'all. As much as I love Potomac, and it used to be one of my favorite housewives behind. Now, Roa is my favorite because we love the brown girls. Okay, Jersey, Potomac was a second, but then Jersey. I have a soft heart for Jersey. I don't know why. And then I do like New York and OC. But right now, for me, Potomac is in the garbage because I do see what people are saying. I understand it. We see it with our own two eyes. Like, why are you blaming Candace and Wendy for something that Ashley messy ass did at her own event? She should have never invited the girl to the event. She knew her and Candace was going back and forth. Don't blame anyone else but Ashley. Why is Ashley sitting at the end of the couch looking all stupid and not saying nothing? Meanwhile, Gizelle, I blame Wendy, I blame Candace, and I blame Kiana. It's like, girl, what? And then the only reason why she took Wendy's name out is because Mia told her Wendy didn't have nothing to do with it. So Mia didn't tell Gizelle that Wendy had nothing to do with the fight, then she would have still named her. And so it does look biased. It does look like these two black women are in the hot seat for this reunion, and the fans are not liking it. Because why didn't Andy Cohen grill Ashley about her divorce with Michael? Tonight she's going to say, oh, she's finally going to get a divorce. She finally got the courage. Girl, you said at the top of the reunion, the first part, that you rub his feet at night. So this is not making any sense to us. And why Andy Cohen is not following up these questions for Gizelle and Robin and Ashley is beyond me, okay? It's beyond me, okay? So let's get back to some of the comments. Someone said, y'all better stand on business and not watch tonight. Make them see where they have fucked up at hashtag boycott or RHOP, okay? Someone else said hashtag boycott RHOP is trending and it's actually tickling my spirit, laughing my ass off because it equates to Gizelle's trash ass behavior. Not that the show is bad, but she has to go. Robin too. Someone else said, while y'all hashtag boycott RHOP, I've been doing since the start of this season. I implore all y'all to stream Deep Space Original and Deluxe, watch Hush, or watch Dr. Wendy's show on YouTube, hashtag RHOP, hashtag I love this song, okay? Someone said, oh, they did a mural for Candace. Someone said, I wanted to give tribute to the Princess of Potomac. She is a force, an icon, a history maker. Now, wait a minute now, y'all. Not an icon, not a force. Not a history maker. And is leaving a lasting mark. More than a Bravo celebrity. She is a star. Candace Dillard Bassett. End of an era. Hashtag YouTube, hashtag RHOP, hashtag RHOP reunion. Someone said hashtag, not hashtag boycott RHOP trending. I'm on that till they get rid of dumb, dumber, and dumber. Winter Harris. Winter Harris is from the Love and Marriage Huntsville Carlos King show, she said the hashtag boycott RHOP trending should send a message. At some point, changes need to be made. If we recognize gaslighting in scenes, imagine what happens that gets edited out. This is bigger than what we signed up for. Okay. Someone said hashtag boycott. I'm probably the only one that still want to know what Karen was trying to say about Wendy not fitting into the aesthetic of the group. We will never know the real reason, but that's y'all favorite auntie, though she just like the rest of the Jeb in a way. Oh yeah, before Wendy joined this show, or during the time that Wendy had already joined the show, Candace revealed at the reunion, not Candace, I'm sorry, Gizelle revealed at the reunion that Karen did not think that Wendy was a good fit for the group. Now, a lot of people could say it could mean a lot of things. Is it because she's a politician, a commentator, a professor? Maybe her career is too uppity. Or is it because of her skin color? We will never know. But Gizelle did share that. I remember that. Someone said hashtag boycott RHOP is going to be ineffective if people can't grasp the bigger picture. I refuse to watch the reunion scene at the real Candace because even the clips were triggering for me. And that was Winter Harris again from Love and Marriage I keep saying Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's actually Love and Marriage DC. Sidebar, the Love and Marriage DC women, I think Ashley and Winter, I believe they do hang out with Candace. So, yeah. And word on the street was that Ashley, was asked, or they wanted her to be a part of Potomac, but they said she didn't have the look or the clothes, something like that. That's what I heard. I don't know how true it is, but I think Ashley from Love and Marriage DC would be a great addition to the Real Housewives of Potomac. That girl ain't got no filter. That girl just says what she want to say. Can you imagine her and Gizelle and Robin going at it? Baby, I'm here for it. Someone said, now, if y'all going to say hashtag boycott RHOP and those numbers aren't 2K or a C on low tonight, then it only sends a message that talk is cheap and they don't have to change a thing because y'all going to hate watch anyways. Yeah, the ratings have to be at least 300K. Okay, if y'all really want to talk about it. So let's move on. I want to talk about, let me see. There's still some more trending on Gizelle, baby. They is ripping Gizelle apart, honey. Let's get into something I seen here earlier. So when we say that there is an issue with colorism when it comes to Robin and Gizelle, this is what we mean. Now, remember the aftermath of Monique and Candace getting into that big brawl at that winery. Gizelle was preaching, oh, we are better than this. I think even Wendy said it. We're better than this. We should never let this happen. And Gizelle, when they had the meeting with Monique, she even said to Monique that her girls, her daughters, told her that they didn't want her to be around someone like Monique. Now, we have to go back to where Wendy talks about Gizelle weaponizing her children against these women in the group. Now, people say Wendy gave Grace a nasty, funky look. I don't think so. I see it differently. I saw Wendy was upset because Gizelle had threw her out of her house, right? And her daughter had to move, I think, Candace's car or something. Grace had to move the car. And so Wendy was just looking at her as she walked by, like, not in a stink way. Like, you know how sometimes you look people up and down and you say, huh, her mama's something else. I don't believe that Wendy was being, disrespectful or whatever. But Gizelle ran with it. And why did she run with it? Because social media was saying, oh, Wendy is looking at Grace all nasty and dirty and da-da-da-da-da. That's why she ran with that when she got to the reunion, because she didn't notice that. Well, she couldn't see it anyway because she was, I guess, at the house. But anyway, I just wanted to play this where Gizelle, this is when Monique, after the fight, and they wanted to have a conference with Monique. It was Robin, Gizelle, Wendy, Ashley, and Karen. They wanted to have a talk with her about the fight that happened. And this is where we get again how Giselle likes to weaponize her children.
That you did, I do not represent. I went home that night and discussed what happened with my children. The first thing out of their mouths was, do not be around her.
That's fine.
Do not
I would
be
say the
around
same
her.
thing if I were your kids.
My children are 13 and 14 and they know better because I'm raising women that will never put their hands on another woman.
Okay, good for you.
You
Can you
are.
pause for 1 second?
No.
You're being- I have zero respect for you. You are a liability. I by no means want to be anywhere near you.
That's fine.
Hanging around someone who decides to fight women on national television, is that a good look? No.
Okay, so she's saying that Monique fighting Candace was not a good look and she didn't want to be around it. Her children told her, we don't want you around her, basically because she's violent. Okay, but where was this energy when Wendy got a drink thrown on her? Y'all didn't say to Mia, oh my God, this is terrible. This is not what we do as women. We don't assault each other with drinks. Y'all didn't have that energy because you did not like Wendy and you did not like Monique. The narratives fit for each situation. Because if you're going to keep it real, you got to keep it real. Mia threw a drink on Wendy. That was wrong. So your daughters are okay with Mia throwing a drink on Wendy because you don't like her, right? That's what that is. So it's like Giselle is just all over the place and she flip-flops. She's not standing on the words and the things that she says to Wendy, Candace, Monique. You understand what I'm saying? It flip-flops. So when Robin says, oh, we get into arguments with all the girls in the group, I argue with Giselle. No, I argue with Karen and Ashley and their light-skinned girls. But when I get into it with the brown-skinned girls, it's colorism. It is. Because you can move past those issues. Giselle has moved past Karen calling her a hot box and a Hampton University whore. Okay, so why can't she get past the things that these two black women have done? So that's when we get the colorism claims. And there's even a tweet about what I just said about what Karen has called Giselle. Someone said, I'm going to say this and I'll be done for now. But what is the difference between things Candace says versus things Karen has said? I.e. Giselle is a whore from Hampton. She had a hot box, meaning a STD, sing, mental health, but people got a good golf from it. Yeah, that's what I said. Why can't Karen understand when Karen was asking Candace in that clip, what did you say about her? I just want to get a clear understanding. Girl, you said worse about your friend you sitting next to. You talked about her mental health. And this is why people keep saying this franchise, these group of women are so full with colorism. I don't think they even understand it. Like Whitney said, they don't have the range to have that conversation, honey. Someone said, I won't go as far as to say the show is colorist. I will say there is extreme gaslighting, all spearheaded by Giselle and has been for years. The accusations against Chris took the gaslighting into overdrive to the point it's unbearable to watch anymore. Yeah, we watched the show. We literally watched the show where Giselle took a moment of he made me uncomfortable to he told me to go in the room and close the door and sit on the bed. And everybody's like, wait, what? Then she went and told Robin he was out there grabbing asses. Then Ashley friend was like, yeah, he tried to holler at me, him and Happy Eddie. Then it went to Mia saying, yeah, Chris was, he was digging on me too. So it went from one woman on the show to another. And it was like, how do you do this to somebody? Like, how do you lie on somebody's husband and damage their career like this, and y'all get away with this? It's just crazy. How do Mia throw a drink on Wendy and then Wendy is removed from the hotel and not Mia who assaulted her? How does it Mia get mad that Ashley and Karen wants to check on Wendy at the other hotel and Mia is upset? Y'all don't see the colorism in that? It's like, girl, Let these two women go check on Wendy. Why are you so mad? It was just, this show is just horrible. Let's read some more. Someone said it's whatever if you're a Giselle, Robin, and Ashley fan, but if you really think Candace and Wendy are responsible for the fight, you're choosing to be dense. It's okay to admit when your faves are wrong. Okay, let's read some more, y'all. Someone said, so at Andy showed a tweet that Candace liked that had nothing to do with threatening Giselle's life, but they didn't show one of the hundreds of alleged threats that Giselle received at no fault of Candace. Yep, it's a wrap. Hashtag boycott RHOP. Hashtag RHOP. Yeah, that was weird. Part 2 of the reunion, when they showed the text messages, it didn't have anything to do with the death threats that Giselle said she was receiving. Why didn't Giselle bring copies of these death threats? He showed Candace like in tweets, but where was Giselle's death threat tweets? A little too tied. Where was those? So, and this is where we go back to again, how this is how people think. Maybe it's not colorism. Maybe it's just one-sided. I don't know. But it's just odd that you have the tweets that Candace liked, which has nothing to do with her getting death threats. But you don't have the death threats itself that Giselle said she received. Yeah. Okay. Someone said, I try to not give Andy too much slack because he's not in control of how these women behave. But him asking only Candace why she's crying about Giselle's dad when Ashley was also crying is messy. Yeah, I didn't understand that. Why are you asking Candace why she's crying? She's crying because she met the man, okay? When they went to New Orleans, she met Giselle's father. They went to lunch, so she had some kind of rapport with him, And so for him to just point out that she's crying of all people, is this because you think this girl is some little monster, that she don't have a heart, that, you understand what I'm saying? It just came off weird. And I was like, but wait, aren't they all like a little bit emotional and teary-eyed? So yeah, he was also feeding into back Giselle up, hold Candace accountable, and Wendy reunion of it all. So I listened to Rodney the Voice on YouTube. I think he does a great, phenomenal job when it comes down to reviewing some of these shows and breaking it down. Now he is biased. Candace is one of his faves. Candace and Wendy, to be exact. Anyway, someone said, shout out to at Rodney the Voice for keeping a good receipt. At Andy at Bravo TV. This is the hill that you're choosing to die on. For Giselle lacks Bryant, the weakest OG housewife across all franchises. She must have some damaging tea on Andy and Bravo bosses, because how she still got a job, honey, child. I think Giselle is dating someone at the company. I just feel like, because she has this production team in her damn pocket. Everything that's supposed to every time it's supposed to make her look bad in something, she comes out looking good. And it's just like, wait a minute now. Who you messing with over there? Who? So anyway, someone shared this tweet because Rodney the Voice said, someone said, I was watching Rodney's live from last night, and he inspired me to find this clip from an interview the Jebs did with Carlos that I didn't know existed. There is so much to unpack. Hashtag RHOP. Let's get into it.
Not after season 2. What happened to season 1?
Season 1 was not good.
I mean,
Giselle and Robin, y'all know it wasn't.
People need to figure out
Where's Potomac?
Who we are.
Yeah.
And let's keep it all the way real, Carlos. TV had not seen people like us. Had not seen light-skinned, green-eyed bandits. Didn't understand. Okay, they're educated. They black women. They went to college. That was so foreign back then. Mm-hmm. And so I felt like people just needed to, especially our culture, needed to understand. Yeah, we with y'all. Like we down. We about it. Now, I think Bravo wanted to establish us as they were confused as to what we were going to be. So it was like this big whole etiquette thing, right? Remember that?
Unfortunately, yes.
We didn't get it either. But
Okay, so she is telling Carlos King that they feel like I don't understand what they're trying to say, that they set the tone for exposing, I guess, the viewers or the housewives universe, that there are light skinned, green eyed black women. Girl, what? We have Vanessa Williams, okay, Miss X America. We seen green eyed, light skinned black women before. Y'all not the first, and y'all won't be the last. So, see, that's where this all is coming from. They feel like because they are these two light skinned, green eyed women, that this is their show. Bow down to us. The show is built around me and Robin, and I think Karen also, because Ashley came in after. And oh my God, black people didn't know green-eyed, light-skinned black girls were educated, and we was coming in here, and because we about it. Girl, what? Giselle and Robin are weird. They live in a bubble. This is why they don't understand colorism, because they really don't. But you see how in that clip they didn't want to talk about season 1, because in season 1, that's when they gave Katie Ross the business, okay, about her and her skin color and raising her kids as Jewish, and her identification that she chose to choose to pick to identify herself. So they didn't want to talk about season 1. Because they knew on season 1, they done fucked up. They fucked up in season 1. But they not going to say that, okay? This is how they treated Katie in season 1.
It's stupid. It's offensive to me that you think that I'm not a black woman, or that you think
you were.
of course I'm a black woman. But
then at that point in time, you told me you weren't.
I didn't say that.
What? Yes, you did.
Well, Katie, what are you today? Are you black or white?
I don't know what I am. We're gonna need for you to know.
I'm not just African American. I'm also Caucasian. I'm biracial. What the hell is wrong with that? And why do you have such a problem with it?
There's nothing wrong with that. Because that's not what you said.
That is what I said.
That's not what you said.
Well, fine.
You acted like it was a problem.
You acted like it was a problem with it.
You acted like it was a problem to be black.
Oh.
So what had happened was Katie is biracial. Her mother is black and her father is white. So she can identify today if she want to be black, or tomorrow she want to be white. I think they got mad at her because she's a brown skinned woman. So why would you claim that you biracial and you a white girl when you don't look it? You know how Obama looks? Everybody knows that Obama's mother was a white lady and his father was an African black man. And so he came out tan like a brown skinned black man. And so he chose to identify as a black man. But here, Katie doesn't want to choose. She wants to represent both sides of her, and they took it as she don't want to claim that she's black.
That's an issue.
Please.
That's
What
an
is
issue with me.
You're ignorant and
No,
stupid.
I'm not. No, I'm
Thank
not.
you for having us to lunch for this come to Jesus moment where you make things even worse, and you're so obsessed with yourself and talking and taking all the air out of the room, saying stupid, ridiculous things.
We're outside.
Stupid things.
outside.
You're a stupid woman who says stupid things.
But that's what you said.
That's not what I said at all.
And this one said, to keep going.
Well, listen, you know what?
Y'all are biracial.
No,
All right,
listen.
now,
The
no,
reason,
we're not.
reason why I said that to you guys was because I was trying to point out what it's like. You're all offended by what's said to you that I say that's kind of like, inflammatory. But you said something inflammatory to me. I was showing you your hypocrisy.
Right. So she was saying that they were mad at her because she questioned them being black because of their green eyes and their light skin. And so she said Katie is saying the only reason why I said that to you guys is because I wanted you guys to feel how I felt when y'all said that I wasn't biracial and that I was a black girl. Well, I'm saying y'all not black at all. So how does it feel now? But they tried not to understand what Katie was trying to say, of course. Okay, so during that season 1, Robin got to get in because, Giselle was giving Katie the business. So here she come adding in her 2 cents. Talk about they need to have a Black History lesson. Girl, bye. Okay, let's get into it.
That's what I was trying to point out to you. That's why I said, listen, blonde hair with green eyes. Why don't you look into your own family history? Because you bring up race all the time.
Katie,
Yes.
I feel like we need to have a Black History lesson.
Oh my goodness.
Now, this is Robin telling Katie they need to have a Black History lesson. This is the woman, fast forward to season 8, part 2 of the reunion, who said she didn't understand what colorism is. And people are comparing her to being a colorist, and she just don't understand it. But in season 1, you was gonna give Katie a lesson on being black. Girl, what? Girl, bye.
Are you seriously going to bring this up again?
I am going to bring this up.
Okay. I don't know what Robin's problem is, but it seems like she always needs help with it, and I really can't help her. Hey, what do you have to say?
Because you were quite adamant when I brought up an issue.
You didn't really bring up an issue. What you did was, unfortunately, you were being judgmental, and then you said, is that a white thing?
Yes.
So? Oh, I'm the expert on white people.
I didn't say you were the expert.
Because there's a difference.
You might have a better answer than me.
So there's a difference between white people and black people and biracial people?
There's a difference between black people and white people's experiences.
Like, wow. You really wanted to know the answer.
I mean,
Find a white guy and ask him. Why are you asking me?
You were standing there.
I'm not sweating it. I really don't care. I really don't care.
Okay.
I really don't.
It was a question.
It was an ignorant question. We got that. Because stop being so obsessed with it.
They really was obsessed with colors and race and how Katie identified. They really were in season 1. They was on Katie's neck and her head. And so when Robin wants to sit up there and talk about, it makes me sad. And first of all, she said because she felt like the comments to Gizelle were adjacent to her and being a colorist. Girl, Robin, be quiet. Go find Juan. Please go find Juan, because you're not making no sense. This is why Wendy at the reunion said this, because they just don't understand.
If we step back for a second, and if this was a black and white conversation, it's almost equivalent to someone saying, man, I'm so hurt that you called me a racist. But when is the conversation ever going to shift to say,
It's not.
Why did you think or believe that to be true for me to be a racist? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because if you're not going to talk about why they believe this phenomenon exists, then let's not talk about the phenomenon itself.
At all. Guys, there's no better group of black women on the Bravo network to talk about that than us.
No, actually, that's very incorrect. Because if you want to talk about colorism, then you need to have the range to talk about it.
And I agree with Wendy. They don't have the range because they don't even believe there's an issue. So how can we talk about colorism when y'all don't even believe that there is colorism going on amongst the group?
A lot of people on this couch, whether you want to admit it or not, do not have the range. And I will stop it there.
What was the reason why you guys are colorists?
I don't know.
If we want to start with the reason, let's start with the reason. So let's find out why you guys are
anytime we have a
colorists.
conflict with a brown skin person, we're a colorist. But we forget that Karen and I beat, Ashley and I beat for 3 years. Like, it's not fair.
Robin, I want to wrap out of this.
Child, Robin, please. If I see Robin back next season, I'm really done with Potomac. I am really done with Potomac. Because this lady is too dense to not understand that you saying when you had an issue with Ashley and Karen, they're light-skinned women, it wasn't colorism. But why is it colorism with Wendy and Candace? Because you don't want to move the fuck on. That's why, girl. Jesus Christ. Speaking of Katie Ross, she has been tweeting up a storm because people have been adding her and atting her. Anyway, someone said, this is what someone had tweeted out. Someone said, wait, at the real Candace isn't the problem. The beef started with at Katie Ross in season 1 of #RHOP, #RHOP reunion. Someone said season 1, episode 10, #RHOP. I'm just going to leave it out there and fade into the background. So that's the clip that I just played when Katie confronted Gizelle and Robin about, her being a biracial. And in the bottom of that tweet, Candace is saying facts. And then Katie is like, come on, at the real Candace, facts. That's my girl. Say hi and watch a female dominate. Baby, hashtag Katie vibes. So Katie has really been tweeting up a storm. And people, they're resorting back to season 1 saying that, this just didn't start it overnight with Wendy and Candace. This was already an issue on the Real Housewives of Potomac, okay? Someone said Robin crying on the reunion about the colorist topic is wild, considering how important race was when Katie was a part of the cast. So Katie was hanging out with some of her friends, And this is what she said about returning. They want her to come back. I want Katie to be better before she even comes back to the show. So let's play this clip.
Hey guys, it's Katie.
What's up?
Pride.
Andy, bring her back.
Do you agree?
I agree. Do it.
I love you guys. Thank you.
You got it. Happy Pride.
Hey.
Okay, so that was Katie and her friends, and they said they want her to come back to the Real Housewives of Potomac. I want her to come back, but for me right now, looking at Katie, we want you to be 100% healthy to come back to the reunion to the show, not the reunion, y'all. Yes, you guys, so let me wrap it up, child. It is Team Candace on the Twitter. It is hashtag boycott RHOP reunion. And it's so crazy how life and things flip so easy. About season 5, the infamous season 5, when she had that fight with Monique. Everybody hated Candace. Everybody said, you deserve it, your mouth, you deserve to get dragged. You asked her, she dragged you. And now, since season 7 and 8, people have done an about face when it comes to Candace, and now they're Team Candace, and they are seeing finally that, she's being mistreated, and she got the raw end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to not like her, but when people see people are being treated wrong, we're just gonna say it. We're not gonna try to sugarcoat it and hide it, even if we don't like you. If someone punches you in the face and I don't like you, and I'm standing in front of you, I'm with you, I'm gonna help you. So I think now people are turning on, and then they're finally seeing Potomac for what it really is. Like, it's so one-sided. It's so biased. It's like, Jesus. Like, when are Robin and Gizelle going to be held accountable for their actions? Robin has always been aggressive on the show. She has been in Ashley's face. She got in Monique's face. She wanted to fight Wendy. Okay. So she's been aggressive for a long time, but she don't get the aggressive narrative as if it would be a Candace or a Wendy or a Nene Leakes or Can't. You don't understand what I'm saying? They somehow miss these being held accountable for their actions, and it's really like mind blowing to me. Okay, and also for Gizelle, back to Robin. Listen, Andy Cohen should have held her feet to the fire at the reunion about the paywall. To me, he let her off. He let her off with Juan. He might have thrown a little shade, but he didn't really grill her like he's grilling Candace about this fight, about the things that happened between her and Gizelle. It just seems so one-sided. It seems so biased. Someone said Robin and Gizelle are so tired and dry. But to be honest, none of the women in Potomac can read down well enough to shut them up. They wouldn't have lasted a day with Nene or Kenya. Okay. We'll see what happens after tonight. The third part airs. We're going to see them ratings, y'all. So if y'all going to tune out, y'all need to tune out. Talk that talk. Walk that walk. Okay. Someone said, I don't think Gizelle is going anywhere, but if production insists on keeping her, she needs to evolve and add cast to who has the range to have these kind of conversations. Someone said, it makes sense why Gizelle, Robin, and Ashley lives are in turmoil, because how much they gaslit Candace. I'm not even a fan of Candace, but to think she was at fault in any way, you hoes are doomed. Ashley, after it was proven Deborah lied, she should have been cut off. Hashtag RHO Peach, okay? P, not Peach. Someone said they got a petition. They got a change petition to remove Gizelle Bryant from the show. My God, today. What? Someone said fire Gizelle Bryant from the Real Housewives of Potomac. Sign the petition. Y'all are bugging. Y'all are really... Y'all... Let me see something. Let me read it. Hold on. I'm going to go to it. Hold on, y'all. Let me read this petition that y'all got. Someone said why this petition matters. For far too long, Giselle Bryant has used RHOP as a tool to tear down women and peddle overt colorism to the darker skinned women, all the while failing to contribute to a noticeable storyline that kept viewers interested in her and her employment by NBC Universal. It is time to let her go. Share this petition in person or use the QR code for your own material. Y'all, I'm done. I'm out of here. So let's see how many signatures they got. So their signature, the goal is 200. They got 150. Oh my gosh. Y'all are really, really out here doing this. Oh, jeez. Okay. So, should I sign the petition or not? Y'all, this was All Things Housewives. This was the Goodness Gracious Podcast.